this video I am specifically making it for my 104 classes at IUK. This is going to be story problems that are coming from section 3-2A and 3-2B, where we normally split that lecture into two. Alright, the whole entire section deals with problem solving using a system of linear equations. So for those students that are specifically in my class, I'm going to be doing every other question that is in the lecture notes, because it's pretty much the way it works. I've done two of every type, very similar, so I'm going to be working out the first one and then allowing you to work out the second one using the online notes that you can download, and then you'll have the answer solution key in those online notes. Each video is going to be just one story problem so that it'll be shorter. Alright, so you will have to watch multiple videos for section 3-2A and 3-2B to hear an explanation of one of every type of story problem. Alright, so the first type story problem here is just basic general strategy here for using a system of linear equations. Alright, it says tickets to Disney World are sold either as a $200 adult ticket or a $120 child ticket. Christmas Day, a total of 3,000 tickets were sold for a profit of $420,000. How many adult tickets and how many children tickets were sold? Alright, now the procedure about the way we want to go about doing this is we want to define our variables. We want to write our system of equations, which is going to involve two different equations. And then you're going to basically have a choice. You can use substitution to solve. You can use elimination. Most of the time you're going to find that I use substitution to solve these just because it works really, really nicely most of the time. Okay, so as always, when we define our variables, go to the question. Alright, how many adult tickets and how many children tickets are there? Okay, so that's how you are going to set up defining your variables. Alright, so we're going to let, it doesn't matter which one is which, I'm going to let X be my number of child tickets. And then that means I'm going to do Y as the number of adult tickets. Okay, and that was just arbitrary. It didn't matter. I could have reversed that just as well. Okay, now I need to write two equations to be able to have a system of equations. Alright, there's basically two parts to this. It gives me 3,000 total tickets. So I know how many total tickets there are, and I know that X represents child tickets and Y represents adult tickets, so I can write an equation there. Alright, and then the second equation is going to be based on the money. It tells me the adult tickets are 200, child's 120, and then 420. So then your second equation is going to be dealing with the money. Alright, so I've got a total of 3,000 tickets. So if I add these two up, so here, let's write my system. I'm not going to write the whole word out there for lack of room here. System of equations. Alright, if I add the number of child tickets plus the number of adult tickets, and there's 3,000 sold, then there's one equation based on the number of tickets. Okay, now I want to deal with the money. Okay, my child tickets are X, and each one of those costs 120. So my second equation is going to be 120 times X plus the adult tickets are 200, so 200 times Y, and they sold for a profit of 420,000. Okay, so there is my system that I'm going to solve. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw a little line here, and hopefully I can get everything on this one piece of paper now. Okay, so basically, solving a system of equations, I want to take one of these two and solve for either X or Y. I'm going to choose the top equation to solve because there's no coefficients here, which will make this really nice. Alright, so I'm going to kind of do this in steps. Alright, so step one, I'm going to say solve one of the equations for X. So I'm just going to say solve for X. Okay, so I'm going to take that top equation, X plus Y equals 3,000. I'm going to solve for X, means I'm going to subtract Y from both sides of the equation, so I'm going to have X is equal to 3,000 minus Y. Okay, so I have solved for X. Alright, now my step two, okay, I want to plug this into the second equation. Alright, so that I have an equation that will be written completely in Y. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and start with that initial equation right there, so that we can see. Here, actually, let's write down substitute into second equation. Okay, so that way we've got a verbal explanation of what I'm doing as well here. Okay, so I'm going to write the original equation. So 120x plus 200y equals that 420,000. All right, now I'm going to substitute this in for x. So I'll have the 120 times 3,000 minus y plus the rest of the equation. 200y equals 420,000. Alright, and as you can see now, I have an equation that is completely in terms of y. This is going to allow me to solve this for y now. So a little distributive property here is going to give me like 360,000 there, minus the 120y plus the 200y equals 420,000. Alright, I've got some like terms here. I would say the number one mistake here is people miss this negative sign right in front. So really you've got to subtract this. So you're going to have 360,000. Alright, subtracting that there, you're going to get a plus 80y is equal to that 420,000. Solving for y here, let's subtract that 360,000 from both sides. I'm going to have an 80y equals 60,000. And then going ahead and dividing by that 80, we'll have y equals 750. Okay, so 750. I know right there my y is 750, and up here I defined the variables. Y is the number of adult tickets, so I know that 750 adult tickets were sold. All right, now step 3. I need to substitute y back into, generally I substitute it back into the first equation over here. I started with that x plus y equals 3,000. I've solved for x already. I need to find x. So I'm going to substitute back into the first equation. Alright, so substitute into first equation. Alright, so right here it is. I've got x is equal to 3,000 total tickets that were sold minus y. I know y is 750, so x is equal to 3,000 minus 750. You go ahead and subtract those. You're going to get x is 2,250. Okay, so that's how many child tickets were sold. Alright, so after you go through and you solve one of these, it's kind of good to like summarize your answer, put some type of conclusion out here. So I might write 750 adult tickets, and then I would probably write 2,250 child tickets. And if we want to be even a little more specific, we should say tickets sold, because that's how many tickets that were sold. Whoops, there we go. Alright, so the hardest part, I would say, about doing these type of problems is initially getting yourself started. Okay, you've got to define those variables, and you've got to write the correct system. Okay, for the 3 steps, we've been solving systems of linear equations, alright, in the previous section, so we've got some practice with this, so the actual solving shouldn't be a problem. The setting the equation up for getting it ready to work is where your issues are probably going to lie. Definitely thanks for watching. If the videos are helping, please be sure and share with your friends so that they can benefit too, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks.